Hey, I'm Pentalus. I'm a Challenger Nunu OTP who hit rank 1 last season and peaked 1656 LP. Nunu is one of the best champions to play if you love fighting and making proactive plays, and today I'll be showing you how to play him in this video. I have more than 3 million mastery points on Nunu, and I'm consistently the highest ranked Nunu player in any major region, but enough about me. Here's what you should be doing on Nunu in Season 15. Although Nunu can be built full tank or full AP like Kesha, it's best to use a hybrid build. Tier 1 boots and a Dark Seal are your first items on Nunu every game, as the boots help you get enough movement speed to land snowballs, and Dark Seal can provide you with more AP on kills and assists. After that, Liandry's is a must buy on Nunu. This item helps you clear your camps a lot faster with the burn, and the AP helps a lot with getting enough damage to solo kill squishy targets. You want to then upgrade your boots to Merc Treads, and then itemize into armor with items such as Deadman's Plate and Frozen Heart. You mainly want to build Frozen Heart if your enemies are building attack speed, or Deadman's otherwise. Finally, top off your build with Jockshow and then build either Chaotic Recurrent if they're AP heavy, or another armor item like Random Exaltment or Thornmail. With this build, you can still one-shot squishy targets after your first item and still be a bit tanky. Although Nunu isn't a really great tank, the damage Nunu provides makes up for this weakness. With your Liandry's completed, you can 100-0 any squishy target in the game if you land your Snowball and ult. You should additionally take Blue Smite every single game to speed up your snowballs, as if you start a snowball with the movement speed boost, it transfers over to the entire snowball duration. Now, let's talk about the rune page. For Season 15, the rune page I've been running every game so far is this Aftershock rune page. Aftershock helps you become a true tank when you proc it in fights and also provides a little bit of extra damage. You want to try and get your Aftershock damage off, so you want to stand as close to them as possible when fighting. Fall of Life is taken because the other two runes are absolutely trash on Nunu, and we take Conditioning for resistances and Overgrowth to make Nunu a bit tankier. For secondary runes, we want to go Cheap Shot for a little bit of extra damage, and then Relentless Hunter so that your snowballs can be even faster when you're ganking. You want to stack up Relentless Hunter as fast as possible, as this rune often makes the difference between if your snowballs hit or miss. Relentless Hunter is the single most important minor rune on Nunu, and no other rune can really come close. Overall, this is a rune page I take every game, and I can't recommend going anything else. Axiom Arcanist was just added to the game, and although it does provide decent value on Nunu's ult, the movement speed of Relentless Hunter is just too good to give up for this minor rune. If you're looking to go Phase Rush, this page is okay, but I personally dislike Phase Rush rune pages at the moment because I feel like I don't have enough tankiness without Aftershock proccing and giving a ton of resistances. And I'm saying this as somebody who's played Phase Rush for over 2.5 seasons straight. I've personally found a lot more success going Aftershock over Phase Rush, and last split when I made the change, I climbed over 500 LP just by changing rune pages. Before the game, you want to identify if either bot or top is easier to gank and path towards that side. You can either do red Raptors Gromp or blue Gromp Wolves Raptors, depending on the side that you start on. You want your first gank to either get a kill or get a flash. If you get the flash, you should look at that lane for re-ganking opportunities and do one more camp before heading over to Skullcrab at around 330. It's very important to get a Skullcrab early game, as this camp provides your snowball with a lot of movement speed. If you start your snowball on Skullcrab, your snowball is much more likely to land, and the opponents will die if you gank once to burn their flash and then gank again with Skullcrab. However, you cannot take fights with the enemy jungler during the early game, as every jungler in the game will beat you in an even 1 versus 1. Try to minimize the amount of interaction you have with the enemy jungler, and try to maximize your interactions with the enemy laners instead in the early game. In the mid game on Nunu, you should try to prioritize 6 scrubs. It's one of the strongest objectives in the game, and getting 6 scrubs will give your team a ton of tower pushing power. Look for gank opportunities whenever possible, and try not to fall too far behind of the enemy jungler in CS. In most games, although I get a ton of ganks off, I'm either matching the enemy jungler in CS, or at most 4 camps down the enemy jungler. Nunu is unique in the fact that his snowball can make his pathing very dynamic and unpredictable, and you can quickly go from farming a camp to ganking or vice versa. At this point in the game, you might be able to beat enemy junglers in a one-on-one with your ultimate. However, you should be careful, as any CC the enemy jungler has can interrupt your ultimate. During the mid game, you should try to be in places the opponent don't expect you to be in. You kind of want to instill fear in the enemy laners so that they're always afraid of the potential of you ganking them. By instilling this pressure into the enemy laners, you can make it easier for your laners to play the game and move for you when you're contesting objectives mid-game. Overall, your goal mid-game is to make the enemies afraid of your ganks, gank a lot, but not fall too far behind in CS compared to the enemy jungler. After 60 minutes, you should have your jungle items and your snowball will start to go very fast. You can look to capitalize on this by snowballing towards mid lane whenever the enemy tries to clear the wave. This can catch an enemy off guard, and if you catch a squishy champion with your snowball, they should either die or have to burn flash with the help of your team. At 20 minutes, you should look to find a new objective, Attica, and it is a very strong objective to take regardless of his form. The Voracious Attica that gives a GA is very valuable, and although the Ruinous Attica is not as good, it's still an important objective. Your Q Smite is very good at securing objectives, and you'll be able to win almost all Smite fights late game if you use it well. Move with your support to get and deny vision whenever you can. Although Nunu isn't very tanky, you can still contribute a lot to teamfights. You can start a teamfight by landing your snowball on any target, proccing your Aftershock. Once your Aftershock has procced, you are pretty tanky for the next 3 seconds and can walk into enemy team without much fear. However, after the Aftershock wears off, you should be more afraid and be prepared to walk out if you're about to die. Nunu Q is great for extended fight, as if you can get in and out of a fight, 2 Nunu Qs can heal you back up to full HP. Overall, you should be looking to play around your movement speed and your snowball in the late game, as it's the most important tool in the late game for Nunu. Nunu is a great champion to play if you want to be active and interact a lot with the enemy team. You can single-handedly win the game early on with your ganks. I'm almost never bored when I'm playing this champion because of how much fighting this champion truly does. It is a jungler with a very unique playstyle unlike most other junglers in the game, and you might have a shock if you're transitioning from playing other junglers to playing Nunu. Nunu has been a great champion for climbing for the past 4 years, and it's one of the only champions in the game that's always been in a good state. Overall, I highly recommend you trying out Nunu and giving it a shot if you want to climb or if you want to shake it up for your jungle pool. If you want to view more of my gameplay, make sure to follow me on Twitch in the description below. I'm live almost every day. Or, if you want to talk to me more about Nunu, join my Discord. I'm pretty active there and will answer all questions. Anyways, thanks for watching and I'll see you all in my next video.